TD Bank, it's a stock that I've been asked about quite a bit in the last few weeks. Of course, we just received the information that TD Bank will face penalties because of their money laundering situation. For those of you that don't know what happened, TD Bank, unfortunately, in the United States, again, not here in Canada, unfortunately got involved in some money laundering scandal and some employees at the bank, from what we hear, although I don't think it was ever proven. But we hear some employees that were involved, and the United States government believes that TD Bank put profits ahead of everything else, including compliance and making sure these things don't happen at their bank. And so when they were caught money laundering through TD Bank, then the U.S. government came down quite hard on the bank. They faced just over $3 billion in fines. Now, a lot of investors ask me, is that a lot? Is that a big number? It sounds like a big number, $3 billion. Well, I think the bank, TD Bank, can take care of that, right? TD Bank's the 10th largest bank in the United States, if you can believe it. I had to do a double take on that one. I didn't think they were that large. And, they set aside $4 billion for a fine. So $3 billion, less than 4, they were okay. But what the issue is and why the stock has dropped about 10, 12% in the last, few days even, was because the United States government put an asset cap on TD Bank. Now, what is an asset cap? Well, TD Bank in the US has so much in the way of assets. I think it's about $434 billion of assets. Unfortunately, that is actually, I think it's slightly below that, but they put a cap of about $434 billion on their assets in the United States, meaning they cannot grow beyond that, which means they cannot go out and acquire a bank or anything in the United States that would take them over their asset cap. We know that TD Bank, just after the pandemic, they wanted to buy some regional banks in the US. Unfortunately, that deal did not work out. They were sitting on a lot of cash. Everyone was anticipating them to announce another deal, and they never did. Obviously, they continue to buy back shares and dividends they pay out, etc., uses the cash that they have. But I'm sure the bank would love to continue to make acquisitions in the United States. And unfortunately for them right now, that is not going to happen. They are capping, the United States is capping what TD Bank can do in the US for now. How long that cap will last remains to be seen. Perhaps it's a few years. I know Wells Fargo, another US bank, they've had the similar situation handed down on them, and they're still involved in their asset caps. And US government is still not letting Wells Fargo do what exactly they want to do. So hard to say how long this will last. We have a chart up on TD Bank. We can pull that up here. And you can see on the far right, it's almost like someone just jumped off a cliff there. And perhaps we can use that analogy for TD Bank stock. It's a straight line down, unfortunately, from about $87 to approximately $77, about a 11, 12% decline. And it happened, just in a few days. And the question I've been getting is, what do you think about TD Bank as an investment idea going forward? Well, in my opinion, I think in a couple of years, you're going to be fine. I think the next few years will be a little bit challenging for the bank, for bank earnings. Overall tone of owning shares is a bit negative right now. There's a negative tone to TD Bank right now until that fades over time, because as we know, time heals all. I think TD Bank shareholders, if you're looking to buy, you can. It pays a very nice dividend, 5.6, just over 5% dividend, which is great. And I think that dividend is secure. So if you're buying TD for a bounce back, I think you will see it. It just may take a little bit of time. But outside of that, I still believe TD Bank's a fantastic bank, second largest in Canada. They make still a tremendous amount of money in Canada, so I don't think we have to worry about that, how much money they take in. But definitely understand that if you're buying the bank, they are definitely limited in the United States, which has been a region that TD Bank has grown so much over the last bunch of years.